Good morning, Mr. Jenkins. Sir, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of patrons leaving the bars that were closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D Bar. Officers ran towards the crowd, telling them to stop. An officer approached, crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and the complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officer told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out and behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong, and the officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
I don't know why an assault hasn't been charged yet. I need to speak with the complainant and the officer to figure out what's going on with that. But yes, there does need to be an assault charge.
Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this location. I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm giving you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Do you understand?
Sir.
If I find that you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yes, Judge.
You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons.
This is for you, Judge?
Yeah, not to go within 1,000 feet of D Bar.
Excuse me, Judge. I had hired a lawyer, Miss Timberly Davis, TJ Davis Law Firm. I don't know. Yes, sir.
I don't have anyone here. I don't have anyone that filed any documents. So what we can do is we can reset your case to give you time to hire this person.
I already paid money and everything. I don't know what it.
I don't know why they're not here. I mean, it's already nearly 11 o'clock. The lawyers will get here, she may be, or she or he may be busy somewhere else. I don't know. So what we can do is I can have you go to Ramona Sanarista. I'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions and we'll just have you take a seat to see if they show. Okay? You know what's expected of you. I don't care who is representing you. I don't care who it is. Small farm animal, you are a danger to my public. I only have one place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Pretty good. Have you heard PC on your case yet?
No, sir, I have not. I've been on hold though but I haven't, they just let me in.
Let's do that. We'll have, is it, Ramona, who is it?
Jenkins?
Come
Ashton
on.
Jenkins.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on up. Your lawyer's here now. We're going to do probable cause again so she can just hear what happened.
All right.
Okay, do you mind?
Yes, Judge.
Please
I'll
state.
state it again. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of the patrons leaving the bars that closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D Bar. Officers ran towards the crowd, telling them to stop. As officers approached, the crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officers told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out from behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong. The officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
He is, at this point, only charged with the resisting. I don't know if they're going to do any further charges in the future for the assault. I have ordered him as a condition of his bond not to go back to this location, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I put a monitor on his ankle so I know that he's not going to go back and that he's not out in the middle of the night. I have given him a curfew because I just, you scare me, and I don't want you out in the middle of the night.
Well, Judge, if I can, when you're done, Judge, I don't want to interrupt you, but if we can consider, because he hasn't been charged with anything else, what I did hear is I hear that these officers arrested him that night, and I'm quite sure that whenever they called the
Notice how the judge isn't just setting bond conditions, he's clearly signaling that public safety is his top priority. That ankle monitor isn't just a formality, it's essentially the court's way of saying, we're keeping tabs on you every second. Would you feel safer knowing this restriction is in place, or do you think it's too strict for a resisting arrest charge?
intake, they ran the facts down just as they wrote in the DIMS. So, and the reason I'm asking that we not, so I'm interested to see whether or not the charges were outright denied, or whether it was referred.
They were
And because we don't,
All charges were refused, and I've reached out to the intake ADA to see why they were refused.
I mean,
and so I guess the only thing that I was asking, Your Honor, is because they were refused, what we don't know is the back and the front and the forward and all the other in between of this. So I am asking if an ankle monitor not be done on just a resisting arrest and a curfew not be done on just a resisting arrest.
I'm going to do it just for now. If I see that he can behave himself for a while, then come back and we can talk. But for now, I don't want him out in the middle of the night.
Can we just say he not go out in the middle of the night, Your Honor? But I mean,
No,
the only
because
reason I'm asking,
then I can't see that he's not doing it. I'm going to pay for it. So it's really, I'll pay for everything. So money's never an issue. How do I know that he's actually sticking to his word? I won't. The only way I know is a monitor, and I'm going to do everything in my power to, protect my community. If that means keeping it home at night, that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, Ms. Davis, you can always come back after some time. We can discuss. I can, for the life of me, understand how they would just deny. I don't get it. But
I guess when my only thing is, Judge, and I guess I'm urging it because if we have an ankle monitor on, and I understand your fears, the charges have been reduced. If we're going to look at it in terms of being safe for the community, something could happen in the daytime. I just don't want to put, and I'm asking, a restriction on somebody who can't go to work, who can't go get Pampers, who can't go get milk, emergencies for the middle of the night.
I did 9 p.m. If you want, I could do 10 p.m. I'm always willing to work around a schedule for work, but I'm going to put it on you. That's it. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I don't want you going to bars. I don't want you going to clubs. I don't want you using alcohol, illegal drugs. That's it.
I get you. I got you.
So we'll come back after some time. Any more issues? Talk. I'm always ears,
I know you are, Judge.
And then,
thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you for listening.
For sure. And so you want 9, you want 10, whatever you want.
If we can do 10, Judge, Mr. Jenkins,
Okay.
I guess I did not foresee this on just a resisting arrest, Judge. What are the hours you work?
Currently, right now, I'm at Exxon Mobil in Baytown working 6 to 6. I work overnight. I just got off work coming here.
That's a problem.
I can
And
talk,
so that-
I talk to my job. I got you.
That's
cool.
why Judge, that was why I was concerned. I knew that he worked. His sister used to work for me as a paralegal. And so I knew that there was some nighttime going on here. I just, I didn't know, I didn't anticipate this, so I would have had my issues together. Can we make it to where he is only to go to work at whatever
not
day?
For now, I don't know him. I don't know how he's going to be. Let some time pass and then we'll come back, talk to your work. I don't want to prevent anyone from working, but
So is he able to at least go to work, Judge, and take the curfew off and say that he is to only go to work? Because if you
No,
have an ankle monitor
how do I know
on.
he works? How do I know he works in the middle of the night?
No,
Other
no.
than
What I'm saying
work.
is, Judge, is if he has the ankle monitor, Your Honor, then you can see him leaving from his house to his job.
No, Miss Davis, how do I know he actually works in the middle of the night? I have no proof of that.
Well,
Other
okay, I'll
than
tell you
him
what,
saying
Judge,
it.
can I come and bring you a check, do you have anything on your phone right now, Mr.
I
Jenkins?
got check stubs
No,
right now.
I'm not. You guys do that at different time.
All right.
I mean, I have a lot of business that I still got. I got another courtroom
Okay.
full of people still to deal with. So
Can I
come
approach
back
you next week on it, Judge?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
100%.
I'll approach you next week on it.
For now,
I got it.
no out in the middle of the night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Come on.
Thank you.
So Timothy, give me a second. I'm gonna get your date.
Thank you, Judge.
Or you tell me, tell me what day you want.
I was just gonna come off docket, Your Honor, next week. I'm gonna
Okay.
get him to send me a photocopy of his check stub so I can present to you, because I don't want him to lose a job on a misdemeanor resisting arrest. I just need him to work. He gotta pay me. So I
get it.
I don't want him to lose his job. It's already hard enough for men, especially black men, to get jobs, especially with this hanging over his head. So he may lose his job, and plus he may have a situation where he can't go out and perhaps get another job.
Hey, you want to get together Monday? I'm happy to do it. I'm
Yes,
here
I
Monday.
will do that,
So,
Judge. I'll
whatever
be
you
there
want.
on Monday
Okay,
in person to show you.
all right.
Thank you, Judge.
Bet.
His appearance is waived.
It's sure.
And Judge, we will be filing assault charges on this case at the time because the complainant was unconscious. He couldn't state whether he felt pain or not.
Did you hear that?
On Thompson.
That's why
Either way,
charges
Judge,
are known.
if they're gonna file, I'll do my research on it. They can contact me, let me know, but either way, I just want to talk at least about him working. That's the
Yeah.
very least. And then I can get a regular court date for him later with Ms. Bernal. But I at least want to come in to talk to you about him being able to work,
Okay.
and show you some proof, if
Okay.
I can. Okay?
Done.
So Ms. Bernal,
All right.
whatever date is good. I think I have another case in your court coming up. Can we email you what date that is so I can put both of my cases together?
But
And
do
then
it with
I'll come.
Ramona. Ramona's here today. It's not Victoria. So
yes,
email
sir.
Ramona.
I'll have
Okay.
the court call, my office call Ms. Ramona, and then I'll be in personally judge in person.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait, we need you to file an attorney record too.
We filed actually, but I'll get him to refile it. I'll get him to refile everything.
Hold on, Timberly, I'll see.
Thank you, Your Honor. We filed an appearance of counsel.
This is on Margo.
Jenkins? You say somewhere?
No,
we haven't.
Bottom of five.
I don't see one in here. It needs to be fixed.
This is a perfect example of a judge giving someone a second chance, but also drawing a hard line. One more missed court date, and she's straight to jail. What's your take, viewers? Should missed court dates automatically mean bond revocation, or do you believe in giving a second chance?
Pending, maybe?
No.
No, I think need to file one.
Yeah, you need to file it because they don't see it.
I'll have my office. I thought they did, but I'll follow up, Your Honor. No problem. I'll take care of
Not
it.
a problem. Okay,
I'll take
Timberly.
care of it. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
have
you. Can
Yes,
I be
ma'am.
excused, Your Honor, or do you need me to talk to Ms. Ramona on the phone?
we're good.
Tell her to put it in the chat.
She's in the chat.
Will do.
Okay. All right, that way. Good morning, Mr. Madrano. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 1st, 2025, the officer observed a white Honda CR-V involved in a minor accident. The defendant was traveling southbound on Dennis Street when he struck a 2016 gray Lexus. The defendant admitted to consuming alcohol recently, and standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant refused breath.
Right? He admitted to consuming alcohol recently. So what?
And Your Honor, there are no other indications of intoxication listed in the DIMS.
No slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, no,
We don't have that.
not even an odor of alcohol.
No, Your Honor. None
Your
of that.
Honor, what we do have is that there's an accident and another officer told him that he thought that the defendant was intoxicated. We don't know what that other officer observed,
Right.
based on the DIMS
Yeah,
facts.
all right, I'm gonna find no probable cause. Mr. Medrano,
I'll explain.
hey, be careful, man. I mean, look, every single day, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision in our county. Every single day. $50, $40, Uber, anywhere you want to go. Don't matter where you want to go. You know what I mean?
So,
All right, good luck, please.
thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
I came early.
Son?
Yeah, my son.
Nice. That's right. Good job.
Thank you.
You've already been here before, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry.
No.
What's going on?
Judge, I came earlier this week on the Jamali Bojorquez, and
Is it on docket today?
no, it's not on docket, but you told me to bring her in. You said it
Did
was.
she get an immigration bond or something?
No. She just she had a pretrial bond. She
You have a
said
violation or something?
no, she just didn't show up that day, so they issued a
Okay, what's your cause number?
cause number is 25309.
I remember now.
Yeah,
Right. Okay, 09.
52.
That's it. So this was she never appeared for her arraignment. We issued a warrant, so now she's here. Do you mind bringing her up?
Yes. That one?
Do you need a translator?
No, she speaks English. She's a U.S. citizen.
It's 2530953.
2530952.
Ahem. Ahem.
Great to see you,
Bruce, can I get that call?
Yeah, it's 2530952. You are Ms. Borroquez.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You had court on October 2nd of last year. We issued a warrant for your failure to appear. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Please.
On September 25th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on East Sam Houston Parkway in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving 70 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone. The officer requested to consent to search the vehicle, and the defendant consented. The officer found a ball of white capsule labeled tramadol on the front passenger seat. The defendant told the officer she did not have a prescription.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run her license?
Yes, Judge.
The only issue I have with the case is what's the reason for the search? I mean, she's nothing.
She agreed to it. I mean, that's,
I
Her license is eligible, Your Honor.
okay. As long as you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance, you may continue to drive. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're consuming any kind of illegal pills that are not prescribed, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
I understand.
You missed court. I'm going to give you a get out of jail free card today, but you're not going to get another one. You miss court again. It's really not going to go well for you. I will revoke your bond and put you in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No more PR bonds. You pick up a new case, violate conditions, don't stay in touch with them. That's it. I'm not asking for much.
Reinstatement?
Yeah, we'll reinstate the bond now. I'll leave it at 2501. Get ready because you will be tested. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so,
for the record, it was for her mom.
well,
But yeah, we got to, yeah, so.
just get it and you guys do what you need to do. I want to make sure that she's just not using. You know, the problem is, and what a lot of people don't understand is they go out, they party, they take these pills. Nowadays, you have no idea what you're taking. Just not even like a little bit of fentanyl kills you, you know? You take oxy, take too much, you put your lungs to sleep, you die.
And here's a curveball, found unconscious at the wheel, engine running, with open containers. That's almost a textbook DWI setup. But here's the legal twist, her defense might lean on no proof of driving intent at the time. Do you think that's a strong defense, or is the evidence too overwhelming?
You got to be careful. I don't know whose, I'm just, be careful. That's it. You got but one life. All right. We'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, get you Felicia for your bond condition, Felicia, and then you're free to go.
Thanks, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Rand. Ready? Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll, nerds. Come on.
I'm here on two cases. One of them is mine and one is for David Smith.
That's okay.
Jennifer Leggett is my client's first
Please.
appearance. Miss Leggett, come up. It's a DWI for appearance.
Okay.
I will tell you that there's a successfully completed PTI before, but this is a first, as a first. She did good and completed that before.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that yet. All right, you are Miss Leggett.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On February 28, 2025, officers were dispatched to an unconscious driver, and upon arrival, the officers spoke with a firefighter who stated they found the defendant unconscious in the driver's seat of the vehicle with the engine running. The vehicle is registered to the defendant, and the firefighter also advised there were open containers of alcohol in the vehicle, and the defendant showed signs of intoxication. After the Houston Fire Department cleared the defendant was detained and driven to a parking lot for further investigation. The defendant stated she had been drinking at a friend's house, and the officer found an open bottle of wine on the passenger seat and a 12-ounce can of Lubanzi in the driver's side door that emitted an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech and glossy, watery eyes, and standard filtered writing tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant refused to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Are you telling me that she has alcohol in the car while she's driving?
She had open containers. There's no cold touch or any other indication, Your Honor.
Ms. Leggett, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock in it. If I find that you drive a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, you become a danger to my community. I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? I don't know if you have a problem with alcohol or any illegal substance, but if you do, this is now the time for you to address it, because if you don't, and I see it becomes a problem, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. You understand? Now, you've got a great lawyer. Listen to him. He will take care of you. But if I find that you pick up a new case, do anything to, like I said, endanger. Now, you will also be randomly tested for any kind of illegal substances. So they may call on you to come test. If they do, you must come to downtown to test. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. But you must stay in touch with him and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you get with Fleischer if your bond conditions, and then you're free to go, ma'am. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. We already did get a reset date, so.
Okay. So she'll need guardian there.
Got it. This is a pre-trial. And then I have Wendy Moran, Judge.
Okay.
Ms. Moran. This is David Smith's client, but, we office together.
Not a
I'm
problem.
covering for him today.
Is this a new lawyer with you in your office?
He's up for counsel.
Okay.
He was the misdemeanor chief in Brazoria for 17 years. He lives in Houston. He made that trip for 17 years every single day.
Hey, what was the last name again?
Moran. They pronounce it correct.
Okay. Ms. Moran, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On February 28, 2025, the officer observed a vehicle traveling without any headlights or taillights on, and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, and the defendant stated she had been drinking and was at a bar. The defendant stated she had one shot of Don Julio tequila at approximately 12 a.m., and when asked about a scale of intoxication from 1 to 10, stated 2. Standard filter sobriety tests were administered, HGN 4 out of 6, walking turn 0 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The defendant consented to breath, and the results were .078 and .084.
Ms. Moran, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming, I will revoke your bond, put you in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any prior to the beyond?
No priors, Your Honor, and driver's license is eligible.
Okay, so because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with them and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If for some reason your license does become suspended, you are not allowed to drive, and then they'll just keep you in the loop about that. I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. You'll get with Felicia your bond conditions, and then after that, you're free to go, man.
Thank you.
Please.
That's all I have,
Thanks,
Judge. Thank you.
Good weekend.
You too.
See you, Tom. Come on up. Good morning, Mr. Simon.
Morning, how you doing?
Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 2nd, 2025, the officer observed a black Dodge Charger run the red light at a high rate of speed at Victory Drive in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer asked the defendant to roll down all windows due to the dark tint on the vehicle. Upon approaching the defendant, the officer observed there to be an unholstered black Glock 9mm handgun in plain view on the passenger seat, and there was an unfired cartridge inside the chamber of the firearm and also an extended magazine inserted into the mag well. The defendant is 19 years old.
Okay, Mr. Simon, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. You understand?
Right.
If I find that you have a weapon, I will revoke them on, put you into custody. He was a driver, correct?
Yes, Judge. He was a driver.
Can you check his license, see if he has a valid license, please?
I'll run it, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must have car insurance. If you do not have both, then you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? That is also a condition of your bond. Now, you've got a lawyer. He'll take care of you. I'll waive your appearance, but just stay in touch with them and they'll tell you when you have to come back to court.
Eligible, Your Honor.
Great. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona. We'll have you take a seat while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you're free to go.
Sure.
Ramona, did you want to say something?
Judge had states on.
States, yeah. Yeah. Okay, please, that way.
Judge,